My parents took me to court for buying a house. No joke. Last month, I bought my very first home after 13 years of grinding, living off instant noodles and barely spending a dime. And my reward, a court summons from my own parents. The reason that house should have been your sister's. I thought they were joking. They weren't. I didn't hire a lawyer. I stood up for myself alone in the courtroom with no one by my side. But when I revealed the shocking truth behind their scheme, the entire courtroom went silent and the lawsuit popped like a soap bubble. I'm the eldest child. I started working at 16 delivering pizzas, hauling boxes, washing dishes, anything just to survive. And now, just as I'm finally trying to break free from poverty, they come after me like I'm the enemy. I still can't believe this really happened. But what happened next, you won't believe either. I became financially independent at 18. While my friends were still dreaming about prom, I was saving every dollar for my server and delivery jobs to buy my first car. A 1998 Honda with over 200,000 miles on it, which I got for $800. I went to community college, worked full-time, and later joined a coding bootcamp. I hustled day and night to earn certifications and eventually broke into cybersecurity, where I've been working non-stop for the past 8 years. Meanwhile, my sister, Melissa, 32, is the golden child of the family. She went to an expensive private university with scholarships, studied abroad in Europe for 2 semesters, and got a master's degree in art history. My parents paid for everything. Tuition, housing, spending money, luxurious vacations every spring break. They even bought her a brand new car when she turned 16. Me. I've never had a real vacation. No designer stuff, no partying. I lived with roommates for nearly a decade. I only moved out on my own last year. And just last month, I finally bought my first home. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a backyard big enough to grow a few vegetable beds. The house cost $385,000. I saved up the full 20% down payment. $77 entirely on my own. No loans, no help. I'm genuinely proud of that. 2 days after I got the keys, I got a text from my dad. We need to talk about the house. Call me ASAP. I called him back thinking maybe he wanted to come see it, but no. I wasn't prepared for what he said next. He looked at me over the video call and spoke slowly. We've talked it over as a family and we think it would be fairer if Melissa had the house. I was stunned. What do you mean? She's struggling with student debt. Sweetheart. She can't afford rent in the city. You're doing well. You could easily buy another place. I laughed because I couldn't believe it. But he wasn't joking. And then my mom called too. We raised you, supported you. Now it's time for you to give back to the family. Your sister needs stability. You can do this. Don't be selfish. I stayed silent. My heart tightening. 8 years. 8 years of saving every penny. And now they want me to give it all up just because your sister deserves it more. I tried to stay calm, but when my dad started yelling over the phone that I had a moral obligation, I hung up, not out of disrespect but because if I kept listening I was afraid I wouldn't be able to forgive them anymore. A week later, I was served papers. My parents were suing me for my house. Their lawsuit claimed I owed them for raising me. They calculated $300,000 in child rearing costs. Melissa needed the house more because of her loans. I could afford to buy another. They said they were emotionally invested in my success. As parents, they had the right to redistribute family assets. The craziest part, they wanted the house transferred to Melissa and for me to keep paying the mortgage for at least 2 more years until she could take it over. Stay away from me. Get up. 3-week update. Oh my God. This blew up. Thank you all so much for the support. I read every comment and honestly it kept me sane through this nightmare. Here's what's happened since my last post. I decided to represent myself. I know everyone said it was a bad idea, but hiring a lawyer would have cost me at least $10,000 and this case was so ridiculous that I thought I could handle it. I've always been good at research and paperwork. Found out something interesting. My dad's sister, my aunt, is funding their lawsuit. She's always hated me because I didn't invite her to my community college graduation. I just didn't walk. It felt pointless for an associate's degree. She's been telling everyone in the family that I'm ungrateful and think I'm better than everyone else because I work in tech. Melissa started posting on social media about her house. Literally posting old pictures of houses from Pinterest. Caption: "Can't wait to make this place a home. Thanks to my parents for fighting for what's right. Melissa, because family comes first. My parents tried to get my grandparents on their side, manipulating them. My grandpa straight up told them to get lost. Grandma was kinder but still told them they were being ridiculous. The first hearing is scheduled in 2 months. Court is backed up. I've been prepping like crazy. Bank statements, mortgage documents, proof of down payment, job records. Everything." Their lawyer, some ambulance chaser my aunt found, reached out to discuss a settlement. They wanted to transfer full ownership of the house to Melissa, have me pay off the mortgage over 24 months, give $5,100 $0 for emotional damages, and provide a written apology for breaking up the family. I couldn't help but laugh. I laughed so hard I snorted, then hung up. The family drama kept escalating. My mom posted on Facebook, "Some children forget where they came from. We gave him everything. Our name, our love, our support, our values. And this is how he repays us." His sister, Melissa, has student loans and no stable housing. A good son would help his family. A disappointed mother. Family values. My aunt commented, "Shameful behavior. Your sister needs that house more than you need your selfishness." Uninvited from Thanksgiving. My mom texted the whole family. Due to recent events and Name's decision to harm his sister's future, he is not welcome at family gatherings until he does the right thing. Anyway, I'm ordering Chinese and watching football at home. Update 2. Court date. 2 months after the first update. Just got home from court. You won't believe this episode. I arrived early, dressed professionally, carrying a folder with all my documents. My parents came in with Melissa, my aunt, and I'm not kidding, all wearing matching t-shirts that said in giant letters, "Family comes first." The courtroom drama started as soon as the door closed. Melissa rushed at me, tears in her eyes, trying to hug me like I was the one who forced all this to happen. "I forgive you for pushing things this far," she choked out. I stepped back. She stumbled forward, arms falling like they were grasping at air. From the back row, my aunt muttered vicious little things, low but sharp enough to cut skin. The judge banged the gavel, called for silence, and officially opened the hearing. Their lawyer began, already flustered, almost embarrassed to be part of this. "Your Honor, my clients, loved ones who have poured their lives, emotions, and significant financial support into building the defendant, Melissa's drowning in student loans without a stable place to live. And me, I had saved enough money over 8 years to buy a home on my own." I stood up calmly and said, "Your Honor, I'm the sole mortgage holder on that home. I paid every cent with my own money." No objections. The courtroom went still. Then they started. Old family photo albums from when I was a baby presented like emotional evidence. Melissa's student loan report, $1.80 $0 for an art history degree. Itemized spreadsheets of every childhood meal, including a $12.99 Happy Meal from 2003. A text message from me that read, "Love you all." That was proof of family love. They pulled my LinkedIn profile showing I work in cybersecurity. Melissa presented a plan to turn the house into an artist retreat, despite never earning a single dollar from her art. When it was my turn, I submitted bank statements proving every dollar came from my savings, mortgage documents, the house deed. All in my name, no one else's, just me. I included my community college diploma and evidence that I've been financially independent since I was 18. A chain of emails from college, me asking for help buying books and being told the family is prioritizing Melissa's tuition right now. And then came the defining moment. The judge asked, "Melissa, what is your current occupation?" She swallowed hard. I'm in a transitional phase, focusing on developing my personal art." "Are you currently employed?" her mother interjected. "She's an artist, a digital content creator." The judge asked again, slowly and with weight, "Is she generating any income?" My aunt couldn't take it anymore and stood up, shouting. Income doesn't determine a person's worth. She deserves that house more than he does. I didn't react. I just watched them. People I once called family lose both reason and dignity, fighting to hold on to something they never helped build. The judge warned my aunt about her behavior in the courtroom. Then she asked Melissa, "What kind of digital content do you produce?" Melissa said proudly, "I'm a TikTok dancer and lifestyle influencer." The judge replied, "And how much income does that generate?" Melissa answered, "I'm building my brand. These things take time." The judge didn't look impressed. The judge continued, "Let me get this straight. You want your son who has worked and saved for years to hand over his house to your daughter who has no job, no income, and no plan to change that, and you expect him to keep paying the mortgage." Their lawyer, "If I may speak, I'd heard enough." The judge said she would issue a written ruling within the week. Got the dismissal letter 5 days later. Update: 3 consequences 1 week after court. The case was dismissed. The judge's exact words, "This case has no legal merit whatsoever." But the real drama began outside the courtroom. My aunt completely lost it. Screaming that I was dead to the family and would die alone in that house. Melissa dropped to her knees on the courthouse steps, wailing, "You stole my future. My mom told me I was no longer her son. My dad said I had destroyed the family. Got home and found my security cameras had been installed just after I got the court papers. Picked up some activity. Footage showed Melissa approaching my car, nervously looking around, then leaving without doing anything. My aunt walked up my driveway with a can of spray paint but turned back when my motion lights came on, filed a police report immediately with the footage. That night social media blew up. Melissa started a GoFundMe. Help me buy a home after my brother stole my future. The description claimed I manipulated the legal system and abandoned family values. It was reported multiple times and is currently under review by GoFundMe for misrepresentation. My mom posted in local Facebook groups about my betrayal. Some group admins removed the posts for harassment. My aunt posted vague threats online but deleted them after getting called out. I documented everything and filed for a restraining order which takes time to process. Then the family group chat exploded. My cousin, who never liked Melissa, replied to my mom's sob story. "You guys didn't pay for Melissa. 200K's intuition. While I worked night shifts just to afford community college. Now you want his house too." This started a family argument. Turns out a lot of relatives were fed up with my parents' favoritism but never spoke up. Another cousin. "Remember when I asked for $200 for textbooks and you bought Melissa a MacBook instead?" Another. "Didn't her graduation party cost $15,000? I didn't even get dinner." My grandfather chimed in. "You two are a disgrace as parents. He succeeded in spite of you, not because of you." Update. For resolutions 3 months after court. I was going to let it go. But after the property vandalism, I took appropriate action. Filed a police report with the security footage still under investigation. Temporary restraining order was approved. Sent a formal cease and desist and takedown notice regarding the fraudulent GoFundMe. Documenting everything for a potential civil suit. Consequences are rolling in. My aunt received a written warning at her workplace for harassing me via work email. Melissa's GoFundMe account was shut down. Parents are being side-eyed at church. Small town gossip. Family dynamics have shifted. Half the family sides with me. A quarter stays neutral. The remaining quarter still thinks I should have given up the house. Final update: 6 months after court, life is different now. Current status: parents aren't speaking to me. Final judgment: aunt's restraining order became permanent after she violated the temporary one. Melissa is working at Starbucks, complaining about it on Instagram. I got promoted at work. Upgraded my home security system. Doing well in my house. Adopted a dog from the shelter, Luna. A German Shepherd mix. Started hosting game nights with friends. It's actually refreshing to be around people who don't judge your every move. Mom occasionally texts me asking for money because they're struggling financially. I don't respond. Dad sent an email. When will you forgive us? Family should stick together. I didn't reply. The best part, Grandpa comes over every Sunday for dinner. He teaches me woodworking in my garage. Turns out he'd wanted to connect for years, but my parents always made excuses. Last week, he said, "I'm proud of you, son. You stood up for yourself." To everyone asking, did my parents really think suing their adult son for his own house would work? Did Melissa actually believe she deserved it just because she had a hard time in college while I had a steady job? And do they still go around telling anyone who'll listen that I tore the family apart? Some people really shouldn't be parents. Thanks for following this family disaster. I'm gonna go enjoy my house, my dog, and my peace of mind. Remember, the best revenge is. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for your precious time. If you enjoyed this story, then please make sure you subscribe to this channel.